Hello again and welcome back. Today I am starting out in my pajamas because I'm gonna try on everything that I made this year. So since 2020 was kind of hard for everyone, I thought it would be a good idea to go over all the things that I made in 2020 and all the things that I didn't. And I'm calling this Fades and Fails is the current plan. So I'm gonna go over all the things that I made, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what I liked about them, what I didn't like about them, because I feel like a lot of creators aren't super transparent about the things that they don't like about what they're making. So I thought it might be nice to hear some of the things about the projects that I would like to change or redo eventually. So you know that not every project is a success, and some of them are fails. I'm worried this is going to be a long video, so let's get into it. So this is the first thing that I made this year. It is a medieval Eurydice design inspired by my favorite medieval text, Sir Orfeo, which is an adaptation of Orpheus and Eurydice. I think adaptation is the best word. It would technically have been considered a translation, but like today it's not. They changed shit. The colors of this gown were inspired by a manuscript image of Eurydice, and the shape was not, because I thought I wanted something a little more interesting. It is my first attempt at a medieval dress, and I'm very proud of it for that. I really like the sleeves and how big they are. The lining is a polyester satin, and the outside is this nice blue wool that I got in the garment district in NYC, which I am missing dearly, being trapped in Chicago where we do not have a garment district. I wish I had done a better job contouring it to my body. This is not very historically accurate of me because I was afraid I wouldn't be able to get it on if I had it completely straight. So I kind of took it in a little bit, and it's slightly uneven, but it's pretty good overall. It needs a belt. I wish I had a belt. I think that would make it look much better, but I like it. I like it overall. I ran out of fabric and didn't have enough to do front gore, so I wish I had more of that. I wish I'd calculated that better. And I think my favorite part are these buttons that I made. They're made out of cording, which I just tied into little monkey's fist knots, and they're fake. This doesn't unbutton, but I love them anyways, and they're beautiful. I managed to make the trim meet up perfectly so you can't see the seam. Here it is. I mean, you can kind of see the seam, but that's pretty damn good if you ask me. And yeah, I'm very happy with it. It's fun, it's flowy, it's everything I could ask for. So here's the only cosplay that I ended up making this year, which is very sad, but I'm very proud of it. It is Ciri from the Witcher Netflix series, and this costume was made for me. When I saw these pants, I knew I had to make them. When I saw this cloak, I knew I had to make it. This thing I didn't want to make, but I'm very proud of the top stitching and the piecing on this thing. It needs a few adjustments. For one, the buttons don't line up perfectly, so it kind of bulges right here. And also all my buttons just fell out. They all broke. Didn't do a great job with them, completely my fault. But overall, I'm very happy with it. I'm super happy with the cloak, especially the hood. Oops, that's too far. And the pleating that I got there. It's really cozy. I did cheat a little bit. I never ended up making the sleeves that go on the shirt that goes under this. I have fabric. I just never did it. I enjoy it. I'm glad this ended up being my only cosplay, because even though it's slightly sad that I didn't make more, I'm still very happy with it. The first thing that I failed to finish this year was right after quarantine started. I was like, oh, I have all this time to create. I can do whatever I want now. Wrong. Motivation was gone. But Emma 2020 had just come out, and I fucking love that film. I have watched it 2 times this week in preparation for the next project that I will be doing, so keep an eye out. And it was spring, and all the trees were starting to bloom, so I wanted to make a cherry blossom inspired Regency gown. And I got pretty damn far on it. This was my bodice that I have decorated with these little fake cherry blossoms, as well as some sequins. And I was very happy with this. So then I realized that I had to do that to the skirt and decorate that entire skirt, and I really wasn't feeling it. And then the cherry blossoms all fell off the trees. And I want to take pictures of the cherry blossoms, but it was too late. So maybe this year. Another thing that I started is, this was my first attempt at a pinafore. It was more just like an overall style dress, and it's cute. It's a skirt, you cannot see. And I don't know why I never finished this. It would take me like 2 seconds to finish. I should probably do it. Just need to sew down the straps and then add a closure to the back and it'll be done. But it wasn't laying exactly how I liked it over my bust, which is why it never got finished. Should have made this panel a little taller and that would have fixed the problem, but I might as well finish it, you know? It's so close. And it has some fun yellow top stitching, which I like, and I like the pocket. So I should keep this out so I can finish it. This one's gonna be kind of hard to show you, but I started making an Ahsoka Tano from Star Wars Clone Wars. The final season had come out and I wanted to make it. So as far as I got was I made these arm socks. So I made these arm socks to make my skin look orange. I made a few other pieces, and then I had spent between these arm socks and the headpiece, which I'll grab in a second, I just spent so much time on it that I was so tired of working on it, and I felt very fatigued, and I had lost interest, because at that point it had been quite a while since the season finale. I had lost my inspiration for it. Maybe I'm gonna finish it this winter. I'm fingers crossed. I have a lot of other stuff going on. But here is the headpiece that will be cut. This part is not the neatest, but it'll be covered. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of this. But it took me 50 plus hours to do this, so I got a little tired of her. This might be my favorite clothing item that I made this year. I made this over the summer during the height of the TikTok cottagecore phase, and I already kind of dressed cottagecore before cottagecore was a thing, so I loved it. It was the best thing in the fucking world. So I needed to make a dress. At that time I also did a lot of looking up gunny sacks dresses, never buying them. So this dress, I kind of wanted to combine sort of a gunny sacks vibe with that cottagecore vibe. Chef's kiss. It turned out amazing. I love it. I bought this fabric a few years ago now at a flea market, and I'm 85 to 90% sure it's like 1930s feed sack fabric. I don't know how I would find that out, but just the pattern and the texture really reminds me of that, and it was definitely vintage. That's just my guess of when vintage, but it's so fun. I love it so much. I actually did well on the zipper this time, so I'm very happy with that. I hate zippers. Here it has a nice little bow in the back. The only thing that I would change about it, the ruffle. This ruffle at the bottom. I like the two-tiered effect, but the ruffle is a little too dense and kind of gives it an 80s vibe, which isn't exactly what I was going for, but it's still fun and cute, and the cotton is very breathable, and it's a great summer dress. This is a mess. Got shoved in this basket, and I haven't removed it since. So over the summer, I found this froggy cotton, and I adore it. And I was going to make matching bucket hats for me and one of my best friends, but because I'm literally the most foolish person on the planet, I did not make a mock-up for said bucket hats. And they didn't fit on my head, so I had cut out fabric for 2 bucket hats that just, this is not how a hat should work. So I never finished them. I was adding panels to the brim as well as the body of the hat. This is the round bit is the cap, like the strip around your head, the part that actually goes on your head. So I added some panels to those and then just never sewed them together. Fail. Maybe I'll do it, get it done this spring, as I say with 20 of these other projects. Here's my mushroom blouse. I really love this one, especially since it was my first YouTube video. Yay! I'm up to 10 now, which is absolutely insane. Anyways, I really love it. Fabric, perfect. This was such an impulse project, but it turned out much better than I thought. I don't have many complaints about it. It does gap right here. This bit is too wide. I needed to cut it on an angle to to make it lay perfectly flat, and I just did not do that. I might tear it out and try to fix it, but I might not. Might be too lazy. But overall, I'm really happy with it. I am proud of myself for adding darts on my own. Sleeves they're not self-drafted, but altered from an existing pattern. And it's just really cute, and I enjoy it. So here is my gingham pinafore, which I made for my pinafore tutorial, which will be linked in the cards. I really like this one, Peak Fall Vibes. I love the patch pockets with biased cut. I love the ruffle at the bottom. I did a better job with the density than with the cottagecore dress, and it's great. It has nice swirl, good swirling potential. My only issue with it is that I wish that I had made bodice like half an inch skinnier on both sides. I think it's just a little wide, and I have wide shoulders, and that did not help. But I'm pretty happy with it. Oh, besides the zipper, I'm really bad at zippers, and it's not put in super well. It's pretty asymmetrical is the best way I can describe it to you. This flap is much bigger than this one, and it's not the prettiest, but no one's looking at my back anyway. So that's that. This is a little project that I made. It was very quick, and it is my acorn beret. I really enjoyed this project. It was a very easy, simple tutorial, which I will link if you would like to see it. I did have some issues with the pumpkin, which you will see soon, but this one I really love. The comb at the front was an especially good idea because I have very, very slippery hair, but with the comb, it stays no matter what happens. I've worn it like in the harsh wind, and it stayed put. I really like the embroidery. I think it's simple, but also still gives an acorny effect. And yeah, I just overall very much liked this one. If you saw my beret video, you might have seen that I have made 2 berets. One is an acorn and one was a pumpkin. The truth is I actually made 4. I made 1 pumpkin for a friend, 1 acorn for a friend, and 1 acorn for myself, and then I never finished my own pumpkin beret. And the reason for that is that I left a piece out of it, and I didn't realize it, and I didn't realize that until I was almost finished with it. So I had to seam rip the whole thing, and it just was a disaster. So I quickly lost interest and didn't want to be doing it. Alright, so this is my medieval little red riding hood costume. It was my Halloween project. It really needs an iron, but we're gonna pretend we don't see it because I really don't want to iron this. And I'm pretty happy with it overall. I really like the shape. It was definitely an improvement upon my first medieval dress, and the apron is very pleasing to me. I also love the little cape is my favorite part. The hood, it looks kind of dumb with the hood up, but I love it anyway. It's just fun. And each of these pieces was made in like a day. The dress maybe a day and a half. So the construction isn't 100% where I'd like it to be, but I enjoy it, especially this. This is 99% hand stitching. I only machine did the shoulders and the straps, but I finished off the straps by hand. I wish that I had not gotten this polyester. It's very slinky, and although it looks fine, I think a linen would have been better and looked better, or a wool even, but yeah, overall it's fine. When I was taking pictures, it was picking up leaves because it was fraying on the inside because I didn't finish these seams because I didn't feel like they needed to be finished. Boy was I wrong. I had sticks and leaves like tracking with me as I was taking pictures. But I think it was a pretty successful project, even though I didn't love the video as much as I could have. So this is my goldenrod skirt. I am so proud of this one. I really did not think it would turn out well at all. Getting the goldenrod was a hell of a process. I came up with the idea like late summer, but I wanted to get the goldenrod from Michigan. But around here, Chicago area, there's not that many spots where there's just goldenrod that isn't a forest preserve. So that became an issue. And then I ran out of time when I was up in Michigan to get it. So my aunt and my cousin, who I love very dearly, and they saved my life, they got goldenrod from where they lived, preserved it for a week, brought it up to Michigan, and then I came up to Michigan and was able to use it up there. So the color is not as bright as it could be. Fresh flowers from when they first bloomed instead of late October, I'm sure it would be a lot brighter, but considering the circumstances, I am so happy with this. I'm so happy with it as my first natural dye project. I originally just used muslin because of how cheap it was, but I really enjoy the lightness of the skirt and how dense I was able to get the gathers because of that. And I'm very proud of my little embroideries. And it's just, natural dyeing is my new thing now, and I will do it forever and ever. So you're gonna have to watch a lot of natural dye videos. This is a much smaller thing, but one alteration project that I never finished is this dirndl. My grandmother's from Germany, so when I found this in a thrift store, I was so excited. It's too small for me, but based on these buttons and the way it is folded over, I believe that it is altered, and also the seam allowance on the inside is absolutely insanely large. So I was planning on taking this out and hopefully making it so it would fit me. It's absolutely beautiful. The embroidery is gorgeous. It has a zip up the front, and I need to just do it. I don't want to seam rip the whole skirt, which is why it has oh, it has pockets. I didn't even know it had pockets until this moment. This is very exciting. Definitely gonna do it now. I thought it'll be a cute look for spring, so I shall endeavor to get that done before spring comes. And here are my big pants. Now I made these late November and I adore them. I wish I left the house more so I could wear them more. They're very soft, comfy, and warm. These are my Siri pants part 2, which you would know if you saw the video about these. I first made this type of pants for that Siri costume, which you have already seen at this point, and I adore them. I need more pairs. I need to go get more plaids. I don't have a lot of plaid in my wardrobe, and they're just really fun. My only complaints about them is that I didn't interface the waistband because I didn't think it would need it, but it kind of like sags a little bit in the front, and I wish that I had made that stiffer so that that would not happen. I also wish that the pockets aren't the most ideal shape. The opening is a little too wide, so it feels like things can fall out a lot easier than they should be able to, but I might just stitch up a few extra stitches to kind of make that less of an issue. Yeah, big pants. Another thing that I did is some more natural dyeing. Now these didn't get made into anything, but I love them nonetheless and wanted to include them. The video about these will actually be up February, I want to say. It kept getting pushed back because I kept thinking of video ideas I wanted to do before then, but it's all filmed and ready for you. These two are both made with berries. This lighter one is made with blackberries, and this one is blueberries. God, was this an adventure. I didn't have nearly enough berries. I wanted them to be darker, which you'll hear about, but they're still fun nonetheless. This one I was hoping would be a lot more purple, but I still think it's cute, and this one is very purple, and I enjoy it immensely. So, second half of natural dyeing will be in the fails, because God, I did too many dye baths to get a damn purple. So one of my videos that you will be seeing very soon is a natural dye video, and in that video I go over, I think I did 4 separate dye baths to just get a purple that I wanted. Would have shown you in the last clip. But in the quest to get purple, there were many fails as well, which you will witness in good time. But one of them was birch bark. I don't know what went wrong with the birch bark. The dye bath got super dark. The fabric just refused to change color. Tried a bunch of different mordants, left it in there for weeks just to see what would happen. Nothing, just looked slightly dirty. So that was a fail. And then this lame color is from soaking in cabbage dye for 48 hours. It's just white. Like, I need something white. Here. This is white. It's just white. So that was a fail. So here's my Christmas project. I made this dress out of Christmas tree skirts, and it's ridiculous, and I love it, but there are a few things that didn't work out great. First of all, Christmas tree skirts are often very cheaply made, so this fabric is really not ideal for this. My other major issue with this dress is that it is velcroed shut in the back, and I did this because I thought it would be like, oh, it'll be fun to preserve the original closure method of the tree skirt. Wrong. I was wrong. It does not stay closed well. But I wasn't going to wear it for anything besides the video, so that is fine. Also, these little straps fall down. I wish I had more up here. I think I need to I should have made like a dumb little ruff or something, but I think it's fun, I think it's ridiculous, and I like how much it swishes. So a lot of you might recognize this one since it was the latest project that I posted, which I will link up in the card. It is just this wintry corduroy dress that I made really long so that it would be nice and warm for the cold weather. Now overall I'm pretty happy with this dress. It's not exactly like I thought it would turn out. It looks very vaguely historical, and like the vibe I'm getting is 1860s, which was not intentional at all, but it's pretty fun. And although I really like this dress, I think I am going to redo the zipper because I'm just bad at zippers. I just hate them. They're the worst. But this one is particularly bad. I don't know if you can see, but there's this little hole here. I don't know. It's just a disaster. I did make it a little bigger than perfectly fitting me because I wanted to be able to put a turtleneck under it or a collared shirt to make it even warmer than it already is. This is editing Caitlin because my outro somehow got deleted. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked this video, please give it a like and a subscribe. And I want you to remember that everyone has been struggling a ton this year, and even with all these wrap-up videos of people showing off what they did and what they've managed to do this year, that's not the whole story, and a lot of people have been struggling, and I've been struggling, and I want you to know that you did great, and your 2020 was amazing, despite how it may feel. I hope everyone has a wonderful 2021 and a beginning of the year, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye! It is a medieval Eurydice. Eurydice? God, I'm supposed to be the expert.